Hello again, everyone. So we are on the last event of today. Was important project and important topic for us. It's very interesting to debate on this subject of the AI and ecological. My name is Mohamed Didier, as a research engineer in Pôle-Aéro-Hautes-Alpes and Formasup Méditerranée. And today we talk about the big problem we had since the beginning of the project, that we want to use AI for ecological purposes. So we want to use AI to help the planet, to help on the ecological problems. But there is an elephant in the room, obviously. AI is energivore, and it does consume a massive energy, water consumption, energy, and infrastructure. And that's why we have our invitees today. Ishakai Gevordi, the director of EMH campus, Laurent Landex, member of Formasup Méditerranée. I will let you present yourself after one by one. Daniel Siono, our directrice and executive director of Formasup Méditerranée, and Youssef Trardi, of president of Trardi Group. And well, let's begin. We will start talking about the first part. Our roundtable is divided in 3 parts. The first, we need to talk about the environmental impact of AI. Then we will have a little bit of time to discuss the algorithmic sobriety and technical solutions about this problem. And we will finish about education perspectives and the actions we could have. First, well, we can speak about the cloud. I know, Laurent, you have a big experience in Orange. You want to talk about this, about that cloud. And it is not invisible. It has an infrastructure for sure. It has a lot of energy, and you worked a lot on these topics. Could you share us your experience, share with us your knowledge as well?
It's okay. Can you hear me fine? Okay, thanks. Thanks for inviting me. I'm Laurent. I have the honor to be a member of the board of Formasup first. I used to manage a research lab in Sophia Antipolis, which is a science park 200 kilometers from Marseille. And more recently, I was in charge of Orange operations in these regions. Why I'm talking about Orange? Because as an operator, I mean, it's well known in Spain, not in Portugal, but it's well known in Spain, Orange. We use, of course, a lot of energy, a lot of materials to run our networks. Clouds is, we went into the cloud business, obviously, and we have mega data centers. We also, our president took the initiative of being zero net carbon by the year 2040. So there is a big step for us to reach this objective. And we had to figure out how to achieve it, knowing that, and I was talking about this even before AI just exploded, you know. So in terms of infrastructure and data centers, what I can tell is that we've thought a lot about what kind of data centers we should put in place to minimize the impacts. I mean, a data center is, as you can guess, it consumes a lot of energy. It consumes water as well to cool down the servers. And when you look at a data center, it's important to look at first where you want to locate it. You try to avoid the most, I would say, the warmest regions. You want to put it close to a river where you can have easy access to the water if you need to cool it down. And also technologies have evolved. I mean, obviously, we are lucky enough in France to have nuclear power plants and to have green electricity. I know that Spain has been developing a lot of renewable energy, wind, as well as sun. And so we can we can consider that consuming electricity, if it's not diesel or based, or if it's not, it's something which is more green than I would say normal energy. Nevertheless, we worked a lot on trying to downsize the consumption of our data centers, and I will come back to when we talk about AI and what we did, but we spent a lot of time designing data centers that could be used, I would say, with a lower consumption than usually. Obviously, with the arrival of AI and the GPUs that are very power consuming, we had to rethink a little bit some of our ideas. But what we try to do within our infrastructure, because I talk about data centers, but we talk also about networks, antennas and even boxes in your house, internet boxes, all is in electricity consumption. So we looked how we can implement, and this is why AI showed up, in fact, where we could implement monitoring of our equipment, should it be central data centers, antennas, mobile antennas, or even in the equipment, in the final equipment of our consumers, of our customers. We looked at implementing software and models that could help us put in, I would say, not sleep, but just manage the level of energy that the antennas will need, for example. We could monitor pretty well that an antenna at night will have less power than during the day. And we had to build models. And even in our boxes, and something which may not be known, but we looked at putting some technology in our internet boxes that will allow to put in sleep. We monitor the normal hours of the way the people use it, to try to. So, of course, I don't want to monopolize the speech, but just to let you know that we are fully aware that we consume a lot of energy, but we also work, and thanks to AI, on how to master it, how to diminish it. And we work both on green for AI, so how we can manage AI to consume less energy, but we also work on AI for green, and I will come back to this. AI can help us reach our objectives of zero net carbon by 2040.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for your share. I agree with you that everything we use, infrastructure, data centers, but also boxes, internet boxes, and everything has a cost, ecological cost. We should be aware of that. And yeah, just to share some numbers, by 2030, we could have 945 tetra hours of energy consumption just for data centers. Believe me, it's a lot. And 9.3 billion liters of water for cooling systems. This is roughly the need of 1.7 billion human beings to consume for a year. So it's something that is really serious. The main idea is the cloud is not something that is really in the clouds. It's infrastructure. It's a lot of computers inside the cooling systems, energy, water, and this is problematic. So we have examples like Microsoft who try to put data centers in the sea. There is other people who think about sending data centers in the space, so there is no heat. Yeah, that's a real cloud. Yeah, and well.
We tried in Sophia Antipolis we had a data center and we tried to run the servers in the oil because it requires less cooling, in fact, when it runs in oil.
Yeah.
So we testing new things.
There's also a project in Texas with a closed cooling system who doesn't use a lot of water. You don't need to rely on it's a new project. So this is the technicality, but we are still struggling with the energy consumptions. You also talk about green AI and red. Well, there is two topics: the red AI and green AI. That will allow us to go to the past topics. I ask you, Youssef, about these subjects. Can you talk a lot about red AI, green AI, how to use it better, how to be, to improve the usage of this AI?
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for having me today. So I'm Youssef Troadi. I'm building my first company, Troadi Group, that solve this kind of problems. So I will talk about like softwares. Many years ago, we built a lot of softwares. When you have a problem, we think about what is the best solution to solve this problem. But with the arrival of generative AI, something has been changed. So we don't ask how can we solve this problem. We ask how can you use AI to solve this problem. This is changed everything here. Because for me, we know we don't need artificial intelligence, generative artificial intelligence to solve every kind of problem. This is like when you, for example, need to solve a mathematics problem, you call the LLM. So how about maths? How about algorithms? If we need a LLM, generative like ChatGPT, to solve equations, not. We can't build the equation because we built a lot of equations many years ago. We have a lot of softwares now. So the problem is the use and the public artificial intelligence. So ChatGPT is a public one, so everyone can use it. So we need a lot of servers. So for me, like to answer green or red AI, it's like when for example, when you talk about volume of energy. Taking example of hospitals. Hospitals, there's MRIs, there is server units, there's a lot of laboratories. We have a lot of energy consumption, but we don't ask why hospitals use a lot of energy, because we understand the main value. We understand that there is a real value. The problem now, we cannot understand what is the value of artificial intelligence. So we use it, we have a lot of consumption, and we need to calculate what the monetary value that we earn in the end of the year. It is not clear. So for me, it is not a question of artificial intelligence, it's a question of engineering. So now if you want to talk about usage of AI, you need to talk about usage of your data. What is the purpose? What is the solution that you need to tackle? So for now, usage of AI and stay public, so everyone has access to Gemini, ChatGPT, so we cannot solve this problem. Because this artificial intelligence, there is public, so you cannot control the use. But to control the use, we need, for example, like systems, intelligent system that can answer the question, focusing on what is the purpose of your question. If you need, for example, like making a cheesecake, so we asking ChatGPT how to make a cheesecake. So this is the reality, like a lot of questions, how to route an SMS, how to answer emails. So this kind of use, there's a lot of energy. Because when you talk about the best AI, ChatGPT 5.5, Gemini 3.1, so they talk about the powerful. But if they talk about how many data centers need to just run these models, you don't have this answer. You have a lot of benchmarks that they give you, a lot of numbers that prove that this is the best model, so you need to take an abonnement and have the model with you. But if you ask the question, how many energy consume, so I don't know that, I'm not sure that you will buy the system, because this is a model that takes a lot, 5% every year of the water of the entire world. So this is a big problem. So for me, green AI, it's about how can we use our energy to make this AI give us a meaningful p-value returns. So when you use it, for example, we can, in my company, we are working in knowledge management. So now for a big, for a client, they have like 50 years of documents, a lot of gigabyte of documents. So when you put a PDF in ChatGPT, you ask a question, they give you the question, the answer from your PDFs. So we cannot do that with 1 terabyte of PDFs. So when you're looking for how to manage your data, how to manage your real gold data, you can use this AI. It will be very fast, very quick, very powerful, and consume less energy. And we have also not only LLMs, we have SLM, small language model. This is small language and agentic models that use like 1,000 part of a huge LLM, and very powerful and very, very helpful.
Yeah. Just let me to continue this thought before handing out the speech to Daniel and Ishaka. There is a new norm called ISO 2131. It's called software carbon intensity. It's a new norm coming to the market to calculate every software what is the carbon consumption of its energy. It's very interesting topic. Like you said, Youssef, we don't have today. We don't have an idea how much every software consumes. It's very important to know that if you do like a loan simulation on the internet, it's maybe AI as well. There's banks using AI, funds using AI. Everyone uses AI, but no one knows the costs. That gives me to a question. In our company, we are trying to start using Copilot. Copilot, we could ask him to send us to write us a message. For that, he will look up a lot of messages. He will read all the messages to just write a message. We could do it ourselves. Or for example, instead of searching in the bar, we ask Copilot to search the file for us. So he has to go through all the files to find the specific one. Of course, there is optimizations. There is, we try to make it optimized, but there's a cost. And my question to you, well, I started with Daniel, is this carbon energy footprint, is it the company responsibility or the employee responsibility? For example, I use Copilot, but it's the company who gave me access.
Both of them. I think the company is responsible, but the company is responsible also to give a good sensibilization and to give a good approach, just like Carlos said. If the person in the company, the employers or the collaborators understand in which case they must use one tool or another tool. We have Laurent in our formative. Laurent is our informatic and information system engineer, and he proposed to us to use Copilot, but we have a lot of sessions so that we can understand, we can make tests, and I think each person is responsible also. For example, if you tell me you make a prompt to redact a mail, I say no. I want to write myself a mail. For example, I write to Sylvie or I write to Marina. I don't make a prompt. It is silly. For me, it's completely idiot to say I use Copilot to write to Marina or to Laurent. So we all are responsible, but it is true that the company has a great responsibility to help the collaborator to understand the use. I don't know if the word use is like usage. It's a question of usage. We have to learn how to use this new technology, just like Youssef also explained to us in FormaSup. Okay.
Yeah, this is very interesting what you said at the end. We need to learn how to use these tools. So as a follow-up to you, Ishaka, I don't know, in your school, you are digital school institute, and you work with a lot of tools. I know it's hard. It starts to begin to give students as well informations about the tools they use, the energy usage. They are also the engineers of tomorrow. So we will talk about this in the third part, but just to start the conversation, what are the actions you have to see? What do you observe in your context?
Yeah, first of all, related to the simple idea, the first simple idea, I think that we should show them what you said before, that the cloud, the AI is something physical, really. Because we thought that is something weightless, something abstract. So maybe the first step is to speak with them about the physical data centers. Because the AI, the cloud need the real machines. The real machines. They need space, they need electricity, they are wasting water, and so on and so on. So the first step, the bicycle one, is to show them and to speak with them. And I think that with the society in general, no? Because we are speaking about our students, but we are applying the same concept that they are applying. We also usually use these tools as green solutions. We, as teachers, as a society in general, we are speaking here about the students, but in general, when we are speaking about the cloud, we are not thinking in that we are wasting energy. So it's for the students, but it's for us also to notice that is really their machines, and they are a lot of energy consumption. No? So the first step is to aware people that, and maybe ask them. Our students are technical students in vocational training, are engineers, so they could analyze. No, we can ask them to analyze and to ask about which type of energy they are using, renewable energy, physical ones, or how amount of water is wasting or using, or we can ask them because they are technicians and they are engineers, no? And maybe with these questions they notice that okay, really they are consuming a lot of energy, and it's simple, but it's just to open the eye, no?
Yeah, I totally agree about the energy consumption. The first step is to make everyone aware of this energy consumed, because a lot of people doesn't know what is behind all the tools we use. And also that make me talk about a topic with Laurent as well, is there's a difference between ecological AI and AI for ecology. I could give you an example. The AI for ecology is a project that use a lot of energy, but the purpose is ecological at the end. There is example of NVIDIA. It's a graphical card company that has a digital twin of the whole Earth. Believe me, it's very energy consumption. They use it to simulate environmental problems, to do advanced simulations of a lot of scenarios, to start finding the exact solutions for our problems. But there's a lot of questions. What do you want to share with us about this topic?
Yeah, first, I think I agree with what has been just said, is that it's a question also of behavior of the user. You know, if you use ChatGPT just to know the birthday of Taylor Swift, you know, it doesn't make sense. You know. So you really have to think about, and I don't think that the large language models, as we know them, Gemini, ChatGPT, are sustainable. AI will grow, and especially in the business world, it will grow, but with more specific, specialized AI that will be less énergivore, as we say in French, less consuming, energy consuming. And if we look at the trends that we have in France, and specifically in Orange, you mentioned that we have invested a lot in AI, and it's true. And of course, we have big data centers. I'm not going to remind you what I just said, but we need these data centers to run our clouds, to run our networks, you know, and our internet infrastructure. Meanwhile, we are fully aware that this is energivore, this is energy consuming. And what we're trying to do is to see how we can better use, we can specialize AI, and we can better them use to bring this to save on our. It saves not only electricity, it saves money too, because we don't produce our own electricity. So it's also a question of economic balance. Just two examples I can give you. We have just implemented AI to monitor our networks and our equipments for what we call preventive maintenance. We can detect before they fall down, how we can detect the next breakdown that is going to happen. This has two advantages. One is for our customer because they can be online all the time. It has also another advantage is that by doing this, we can extend the lifespan of our equipments. And this is an important also issue is we can, all these servers and GPUs, they use, rare earth components. And so we have issue of expanding the life, as long as we can of these equipments. And the other issue is to recycle them afterwards. All these servers, PCs, boxes, how to make them reuse. So this is what I called a green use of AI, is to do this preventive maintenance in order to expand the life and reduce our operational costs as well. Another example I can give is that as an operator, we have a lot of technicians in their car going to repair, our customers. And before, when I was running operation a few years ago, we were having a planning for the technicians for like 3 days in advance. We had a 3-day delay to intervene. Then we realized that sometimes they had to go from one place to another one that was quite far away. And we had emergency that we couldn't address because it was not in the planning. So now they implemented AI to have a dynamic affectation, I would say, dynamic allocation, not affectation, dynamic allocation of the interventions, so that we can be more efficient. And meanwhile, we can also save on the traffic. On the number of kilometers that our technicians do every day. So these are two examples of how AI, even if it's consuming energy, can also save money, save energy. And I think it's, we have to keep in mind that that AI can be green, but it has to be controlled and properly used, I would say.
Yeah, I really liked your preventive maintenance example. We also in aeronautical field, we use it a lot, but it's very important. If not, we'd have lesser airplanes everywhere, and it's something we use AI. But it's also for cybersecurity, for security operations center, to flag up all the logs in the computer, and this is a lot of energy as well.
Yeah, I work on cybersecurity now, and it's clear that IA has an important role to play. It's used by hackers, obviously, to try to enter into your system, and it's used in protecting also the overall infrastructure from these hacks. But something I want to say, I came this morning with Stéphanie Gaudier. I work for an association called Recherche et Avenir that helps small startups and companies to try to expand and put them in a relationship with laboratories, research laboratories, to let them innovate. And we have two recent examples that shows that AI is used now by startups to create new markets. One is called Fluid, and they use AI to detect abnormal consumption in industrial pumps, for example. They have models, they have created models, and they apply this model so that you can save 20 to 30% energy consumption in all the factories, industrial pumps. And the other example is in the modeling of traffic. It's called Mobility Metrics. It's a company that we also that we have helped to develop and help them find PhD students to help them develop their activity. And what they do is that they use all kinds of traffic data coming from you know, GPS, but also telephones and also ticketing, and try to model in a city or in a region the displacement, the moving of the people. And they use this then to try to predict what the traffic is going to be in order to optimize this traffic and help the people take the proper way of locomotion.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. This is very useful and insightful examples. I looked up before the mobility metrics project, and I really like to deep dive another time about this topic. But also, what I want to share also, there is non-useful AI sometimes. I don't know if we all use YouTube, and every day we have more and more video generated by AI that is not really useful. And to generate one video, it consumes a lot of energy. And we could find today a new influencers or YouTube account that generates hundreds of videos every day. Same thing about books. There is new Amazon authors that generates. There's one person that generates more than 200 books in 1 year. So don't tell me it's really human. So there is some like putting a lot of content in the market in a short period that we don't really need sometimes. And that's have a quick follow-up for Youssef about the importance of usage of clean data, the importance of engineering. As you said, it's not a problem of AI, it's also a problem of engineering, the architecture, the infrastructure, how to use the best tool for the best situation.
Right. So before that, I will just ask a question. Imagine you have two AI systems. One each use 1 billion hyperparameter. The second one use 10 billion hyperparameters. If you have a question and you want to be green, which LLM will you choose? The smallest one? Okay. Actually, it's not green AI. It's not calculated like that. If the first one, I will ask him a question. They answer me. The question is not complete. I need ask again and ask again. And the first one, from the first question, give me the complete answer. Which model you would choose? The second. And the second is green. Because in fact, the usage, green AI, it's about energy units, it's useful or not. Not about the large models or the size or how big data use. It's the energy is used usefully. When we talk about public, we're just creating videos in YouTube and it's public use. So we cannot control that. To be honest with you, we cannot control that. You take account from like ChatGPTs or other, you create your videos, you are not controlled. But what we can control in our society, for example, for Marseille, you need an agent to answer questions. So we can develop a small LLMs, a small agent that consume really nothing and give the best question. How? Because it's a question of engineering, how you can generate your gold data. Gold data is like clear net data that you can find all the questions. For example, when I ask, I work with a lot of clients. They give me their storage of data. There is hundreds of PDFs and data, and they told me I need an agent that I ask a question and they give me the answers. It's like that. So if he told me like I want to find the project for 2014, so I asked the question and they give me the project. And I ask what is the meeting that we will do with I don't know this. I give me answer. Okay, it's good. Okay, no problem. But do you understand that you don't need LLMs to solve this problem? I can solve it to you now with zero LLMs, zero call of any GPUs, because we do that years ago. We have a lot of softwares now. All the softwares that you have in pharmacy, in your industry, they don't created the last years. It was there, the softwares many years ago. We don't have generative AI, we don't have ChatGPT, and we have a lot of softwares. So it's a question about engineering. But for me, the solution is how can we make our data powerful. It's what called knowledge management. Knowledge management, you can take an industry and we separate data, meeting data, project data, CRM data, following up data, and every data is a specific roles to answer specific questions. And when we have a question, we know that you need to look in this part of data, not the huge, like he said, Mohammed, when you ask a question of emails, the LLM need to understand all the exchange of all the emails to answer. This is not a good use of artificial intelligence, but when we understand the all historical data of the emails, can we resume it on a small phrases, and the LLM just read this resume and give you the best answer. We don't need to read all the historical change. So every emails that come to the system, we generate a resume, a chunk that give me the all subject of this email, and we do it again and do it again. When you ask a question, we need just to read the resume. This is a small number of chunks, and we understand the topics and we can answer the questions. And it costs me for now, if I give numbers, 0.001 euro, so it's a small centimes, and I can answer every day of millions of emails, and on the end of the month I have 10 euros of bills, because the system has the engineering and the purpose. It was clear. Answer the emails. So you need to answer the emails. You need to understand what is the contents of the email, what is the best contents of each emails, what is the problem that we solve, what is the meeting that we exchange in this email, not the whole emails. That's what it's about, preparing data.
Yeah, thank you. I agree with you on the usage and how to optimize our tools. This is the main problematic, but also we can also every time optimize. We could have all the technology we need, all the frameworks we need, but the technology is as good as the person who uses it. So the real problematic is the real human being behind these tools, behind this usage, and that's what is a part of the human element that brings us in this third part, the education and perspectives, and what the actions we need to do. So Daniel, I come to you about developing AI literacy, developing the how to say it, for all the users, all the students, the managers of tomorrow, as well as also for the managers of today and all the employees, how we could pass the message of just to understand, as Ishak has said, that every usage of a software, it's energy consumption, how to optimize, to think before we act, to say, do I really need this usage of AI in this part? We just talk about energy. There's also bias. There is a problems in, there could be bias in algorithms. There is a lot of energy, but just for the energy part, how do we work on the education part, on the formation and training parts to give to our students this information about every tool has a energy consumption?
Okay, the question is, I think we can act, we can do something. I am sure with all the teachers of university, we can do something. We can, for example, give knowledge, scientific knowledge and technical knowledge, solid knowledge for all the students and all the apprentices, and also for the person who work together with us in Formasup and in the organization. I think they deserve that we try to explain. They must understand how IA works. It is not a magic box. It's not a magic wand, a baguette magique. I understand that the cloud is not a cloud because there is a machine behind. That's what we said. A lot of machines. So many people think it is magic. all the students and all the people who work with us and all around us must know it is not the truth. Also, I think we have to help people to understand what Youssef explained to us. If, for example, what is a database? How is a database structure, and how we make it clean and clear, so that the IA will not lose energy with reading all the books of the world for a simple question. So, for example, I have an idea from tomorrow morning. I think from tomorrow morning and later on, for each mail I send, I make in the title, I put the resume, or the abstract, what it is talking about. It's so simple. We can do that, everybody. Also, I think we have to give the student methodology, understanding about what is the impact on water consumption, all what was said. This is giving knowledge, but also sensibilize and train. Sensibilize and train. For example, we have climate risk. We can organize visit of data center. We can give tools to everybody so that they can measure their impact. For example, free carbon project. We all of us can use it. We can do a lot of things for sensibilize and train, but there is also, we have to challenge the people of the company and also the student and apprentice. We have to challenge, we must believe they are able to appropriate themselves. For example, some example, technological practical works or group innovative projects with a special challenge or use a frugal IA, for example.
Yeah.
And finally, the last thing I can do, we must give confidence in our apprentices. They are change maker and they are clever change maker. They are not stupid comment on dit des moutons, je sais pas. Sheep who do all the same. They are original person. Each of them, they are a change maker. Okay.
Yeah, I agree about this idea of students and apprentices as change makers. Of course, they are the strength of tomorrow. And that brings me to the last question for Ishaka. You have also in Basque Country students who are doing apprenticeship. They are work at the company and at the school, mainly engineering school, digital school, and use industrial topics. How do we bring all this sensibility into the workplace as well as the classroom? How is it proceed? Do you have like associations or students interested in topics? Do you have classrooms about these topics? Can you share us with you in your experience in the Basque Country?
Okay, we are really just starting in this part, okay, because I think that we also need to learn quite a lot as a school. We are, for example, just defining our strategy, which is our strategy to use ethically the AI. We are defining which tools are proper for which tasks. We are trying to relate summary with these tasks and find the information with this tool. We are doing as a school this work, thinking in solutions that we need and defining which tools are the best tools to answer that. and we are doing as a school. So okay, the next steps will be to involve students in the same dynamic. Okay, so yeah, students yes, but first we have to define our strategy and our ethical use. And in this sense, we should support or help the students to develop an AI tool selection mindset. Okay, and we should boost them. We should help them to answer a simple question in each work tasks and what you want to say. No, what is the simplest tool that can solve this task well enough? This is a question. And in this question, I put the simplest. Maybe the proper word is the proper, the best tool. So we are trying to support them to answer to this question, to apply in the company or to apply in the university. This is the idea, or the basic idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, we of course agree. We have covered lots of topics today, from the energy usage to the optimization and also the education parts. Now I will open the floor for you if you have any questions before we go to the conclusion. You have really interesting people behind you. Don't hesitate to ask questions. Anyone?
Well, I do have a question.
Yeah.
Because you said that at the school you have to do your own strategy, but do you have a push from the students? Do you feel that the people would like you to go more in these directions, or will they feel that they have to do it?
Our students, as we want, we need a quick answer. A quick answer in a second, just. And this is a wrong way. This is a wrong way to develop what we are speaking here. But this isn't our students' problem. This is the society problem. This is because because if we are speaking about a Taylor Swift birthday, the 90% of people we are here, we are going to ask the Gemini. Okay, what is this? It isn't a student's problem. It's a society problem, and it's our challenge. Okay. We are trying to train and to teach them in this way. We are trying to notice that about the energy consumption, but also the economical consumption. Because if we usually use these tools, in some years, we are going to pay for that. In some years, we are going to pay for that.
We are already paying for that?
Yeah. But we are going to pay with our information and with money. And we should use this properly because of energy consumption and because of the economy of the companies. And we are trying to boost them in this way. But it isn't something. It isn't going to be something fast. It's a culture, and it's step by step.
Just Yusuf wants to add something.
Just to add something, I don't know if you have this feeling. For me, my students, when they ask me questions in the classroom, their question is like asking ChatGPT. I have this feeling always that when they have question, the question is formatted like I'm a ChatGPT. For example, in the first thing, when I have a question, I need to understand why you pose this question. What is the problem? And now when you have this ChatGPT questions, how can I answer this? I have this feeling every day that you don't speak with the ChatGPT. You speak with the teacher. So when you have this usage every day of ChatGPT, when you need just to put 3 words to ask a question, when you talk with the prof, they drop 2-3 words. I don't understand some question like a real ChatGPT. And this is a real problem because their use, he told me a student, ChatGPT understand me. Yeah, ChatGPT understand me and give me an answer that I can understand. So the problem of a lot of teachers, we have like a level of knowledge and a level of answers, and we have like the one way to answer a lot of questions because we are just one person. ChatGPT, he can apply a lot of rules, Socrates rules, like expert rules, and when they ask question, the way that we act like a ChatGPT and we give like examples and answer the question like a real ChatGPT, and this is a big problem also for the student now.
Yeah. Thank you very much. There's an AI with us, apparently. And yeah, just to follow up on this, we also have other frameworks, European frameworks, like the EU AI Act is a framework to help us understand the usage of AI. We don't really deep dive into it because as we don't have time, things change a lot. We have also in France, l'ADEME. It's an agency for digital transition that help us know the comparison of the usage of every tool. It will be electrical tool, but also software. Today, they are developing other things. Well, it's a big topic. We cannot finish everything today. We cannot solve all the world's problem here. So just to conclude, to say thank you very much for all the share of your knowledge. I don't know if you want to add a final word, if it's okay. Just before finish, I don't know if anyone else want to ask a question. Yeah, of course.
Thank you. I wonder, you said earlier that you want to use AI to solve the AI's consumption problems with energy. But by the time we find the solutions, will it not be too late?
Maybe and maybe not, but we have to try. We have to find a lot of solutions. Of course, we will never solve all the problems in the earth. So at least we are trying to solve all the problems. And yeah, to use AI, is it the example that I gave for the digital twin of the earth to try simulate scenarios, or is it another question? But for me, it's we have to try. We have to always think about how to use better AI. We need to question ourselves about the usage of all the tools we use. So thank you very much, and thank you for all of you today for this roundtable.